Hey guys, my name is Caleb, and in this video, we're going to be talking about my top 3 altcoins I'm investing in this pullback. Now, when I say pullback, we are absolutely pulling back right now. Bitcoin's down 23%, Ethereum's down 17%. We have some other altcoins that are down a lot more. I think Shiba is the biggest right now, down 46% over the last 7 days, but don't panic. If you're new to the crypto space, this happens all the time, and that's why you're here. Make sure you like this video. If you like this type of content, I'll keep making the what I'm buying this week videos, and also subscribe so you know and can stay up to date and in tune with what's going on in the markets, why we have these pullbacks, and so you don't panic, because let me tell you, these are very, very normal. Ethereum specifically has been very much overbought for the last really month. If we look at the last month, it's just been on an absolute tear off, and it had some emotion. So anytime we have these kind of moves, there's a lot of new investors in there, and they're very emotional. They bought in because they had a fear of missing out, which is a good move overall. I mean, whether they studied it or not, Ethereum is a solid project. But anytime we have a lot of emotions in the market, whenever there's a slight pullback, the emotions go both sides of the spectrum. So they panic, buy in. Those same people will panic, sell off. And that is why we are seeing a cheaper Ethereum at the moment. And we may see some more pain up and coming in the next couple weeks or week, but that does not mean or change anything with the foundation of the project or anything like that, right? We're still the same Ethereum we were a week ago. Bitcoin hasn't changed. There was no, fundamental change to any of that other than the emotions of the traders. So I'm going to go into my first pick now that I've been rambling on. But before I do, I want to also say I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take any of this as financial advice. These are the projects I'm excited about and I'm looking into. And through my research, I am taking a risk myself, but you also need to make sure you do your own due diligence before you take any risks. So AAVE, the reason, by the way, all 3 of my picks are in the DeFi sector. If you don't know what DeFi is, it is decentralized finance. So AAVE is by far the most popular decentralized finance application right now. Other than Uniswap, which is still technically decentralized finance, AAVE is a pure lending, peer-to-peer lending and borrowing protocol. And if you haven't used AAVE yet, it is an extremely exciting project. You can go and borrow against your cryptocurrency even today, right now. It's a fully working, ready-to-use project. I'm already using it right now, and I really love the team behind the project. It is on its way to being very decentralized. It has a very noble team behind it, and you can vote even and be part of the team and part of the future deciding of the project and all that. So if you haven't already, please look into AAVE. I definitely see this one going over $1,000 this bull run cycle, and that's me being pretty conservative. I also like that the current circulating supply is already 80% of the max supply. So there's not a whole lot of diluting to take place. Very, very awesome project. It's ranked number 26 right now. So even though it has a market cap of $7 billion, I think there's still a lot of room to run, especially when you start comparing these decentralized finance products to the centralized counterparts, right? Like the centralized banks we have right now. Once you start to see and compare those apples to apples, it really makes sense why decentralized finance is going to start to take over. And the next pick I have is Compound Finance. Now, Compound, or COMP, has a much lower market cap right now. It's about half, $3.5 billion. And there's a reason for that. Now, just technically speaking, I've used both of the apps. And the reason I like AAVE a little bit more is because it offers a little bit more utility for users. You can do a little bit more with, the platform other than just borrowing and, borrowing your stable coins and stuff. There's more things to do. And I personally like the more flexibility, more tokens that are offered to be put as collateral and all that on AAVE. But like I said, feel free. I know all this. If you don't know what decentralized finance is, feel free to go over to AAVE and Compound. Use both of the apps. You're going to need a MetaMask account. If you don't already have one, make sure you go set one up. I made a video about MetaMask before and how to set one up. It literally takes less than 5 minutes and you can start using these apps. So those are my two top picks right now. And the reason I say Compound may have a little bit more legs to run is just because the market cap is a little bit smaller and those tend to move the needle a little bit quicker. It has a little bit less circulating supply, about 50%, 52%. So a little bit more diluting to go there, which is why I still prefer AAVE as my long-term hold over Compound. But I'm excited to see what Compound can do because it's a governance token as well. So you can vote in there. Now, my last pick is going to be a little bit controversial, and I definitely agree, but it is Sushiswap. Now, Sushiswap has a little bit of a weird history, and it actually hard forked from Uniswap from a vampire attack. And then the creator of this vampire attack and that brought everybody over is actually a genius way that, Sushiswap was done, the vampire attack from Uniswap. And then I highly recommend you watch the Finematics video on Sushiswap. You can watch it right here. Finematics, what is a vampire attack? Sushiswap saga explained. It's a very good video talking about kind of like the history of Sushiswap. But they are, despite all that, they are a very, very awesome product. If you haven't already, go to Sushiswap and see what you can do on there today. There are a lot of users using it, and they're very, very useful products that you can do on there now. The liquidity pools that are on there, the yield farming you can do, and the swaps are very, very competitive. And that's why, even though the market cap right now is $2 billion, if you compare that to, let's go back and look at, let's go back here. I want to show you and compare that to Uniswap. Uniswap is a $20 billion project right now. Sushiswap is a mere $2 billion product right now. But, I didn't keep up my DeFi Pulse. Let me show you over at DeFi Pulse. You can see the total amount of value locked into Sushiswap is actually a lot compared to Uniswap. So Uniswap has 7 billion total value locked, and Sushiswap has 4 billion. Now that's quite a big difference compared to their market cap. It's definitely not the same. So that's why I've been kind of averaging into Sushiswap, not very heavy, and this is definitely not a very long-term play. But I'm starting to think that as all these new people invested and FOMO'd into Ethereum, they're starting to get to understand the other things that Ethereum can do other than just NFTs. And decentralized finance is the next place for them to go and start discovering. So that's kind of the market cycle. If you start to study that, of any time there's a lot of new investors in, just follow the cycle in which they go through, right? They start and they go through the gateway drug, right, which is either Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then study where they go from there, down and down. And then you can see where the money flows. That's where their investments go, where their ideas go. It flows from there. So that is why all three of my picks are decentralized finance. If you haven't already, by the way, please go and follow me on Caleb Carson on Twitter. I just retweeted this, Jeff Dorman. He did a really good breakdown of sushi. And even though, like I said, sushi does have some very questionable heritage, I still think that it is undervalued if you compare it to how it's performing against other assets in its class, and especially against centralized finance. So short term, I'm taking a swing for the fences with Sushiswap, and it's paying off so far. I will let you guys know, but also let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to invest in DeFi? Are you guys going to invest in some more meme coins? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And also, I highly encourage a lot of you new traders out there to really dig in deep to understand cryptocurrency and blockchain to its core. It is going to absolutely save your financial life. It is very worth looking into. Continue to follow this channel, and I will continue to pour the information as I get it over to you guys. And one more thing I did want to point out really quick is the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. yesterday was at extreme fear as Bitcoin sold off to low levels. Elon Musk could not keep his Twitter to himself. Scared a lot of people out of Bitcoin, and I can see this trend to continue to happen because Bitcoin is starting to lose dominance, the crypto dominance, as I talked about previously, that is starting to slip. And I can see this continue to happen as Ethereum and these other projects that you can do on Ethereum are starting to take over and people are able to see what you can really do. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, hit the like button and let me know down below, what are your top 3 altcoins you're buying and what are you shopping for on this shopping spree we're having here? If you're thinking about panic selling, I just encourage you to zoom out, take a minute to see where you're at, where your original plan was, where you think, your investments or your project that you're investing in is going long-term, and make sure, as always, don't panic in these times. Any emotions during trading lead to, erratical behavior and stuff you regret later. So always use logic to guide you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.